Yo, so guys, it's Tom and welcome back to a brand new episode of career mode on my rider career here on MotoGP 17, and we're here for the third round of the season at the Circuit of the Americas, a track that I know pretty well and the one that I should be pretty familiar with, and hopefully we can try and continue a bit of good form that we've been having so far on a Mahindra bike. And the last couple of races weren't too bad. You've got to say the two debut races, we've had a pole in there in Qatar and also a few good results here and there, infamously falling across the line at Buenos Aires. But hope you guys have enjoyed the content so far, and we're going to continue on here for round 3 at COTA, and I'm going to try and squeeze in maybe the full race also. So let's just see how things shape up. I'm going to jump right into COTA now for round 3 of the season. Okay, so here we are then for qualifying at COTA, and let's try and see if we can try and qualify in a good position and try and get a good result around it. This is a very long track with a very long lap, 2 minutes plus I believe, so it's going to be a very long lap, so every corner is crucial and we've got to try and hook up the entirety of this circuit. So let's just jump into it now and see how we can get on for qualifying. Let's try and stick it on at least maybe the first 2 rows of the grid. That would be ideal. If I can get it on the first or second row, that would be ideal for this circuit. So without further ado, let's jump right into qualifying. Okay, so at the end of the first lap, I was getting put off by the traffic ahead of me. As you can see, that guy, I think that's Suzuki up ahead, he was constantly overtaking me throughout the lap, so I just backed off in the final sector, but I was about 1.5 seconds off the pace on my first lap around here, so that's not too bad. So I've got a bit of faith that we can do pretty well around here if we just hook up a lap. So let's just see how this second one goes. Okay, so through the final corner, lap 2 is a small improvement, 1.9 off the pace. That final sector is pretty poor still though, so I think I can improve. But I'm running the medium tyres this time around. I've always been running the soft, but I realised I was really struggling with tyre wear in the first 2 races, so I'll switch to a medium tyre to hopefully aid that tyre, because I seem to burn out, especially my rear tyre, quite a substantial amount. So we're going to try and keep it going here, but so far the pace is pretty good around here. Okay, so it's been a much better lap. I'm bang on target now to try and be right in the mix for pole. And we just need to nail this final corner, which I pretty much have. Just pulled it down for the apex, squirting on the power, nice and early. Here we go, across the line. Have we done it? Not quite, by a thousandth of a second. We've just missed out. We're going to go for one more here, but we're really close to first place. Okay, this is definitely the lap. So far, the middle sector is where I'm quickest. That's where I gain a lot of time, but I lose time in the other 3 sectors. So right now, 1.2 up. It's the most I've ever been up. Now I've just got to try and hold it together for the rest of the lap, as I completely get my braking all wrong for the hairpin though. That's going to hurt me, and that's going to basically throw my lap away. So I know I'm there. I just need to try and find the perfect lap. Okay, I'm still fastest in the 3rd sector. I've just got 1 more corner to go. Let's just try and get on the power nice and early. A bit more of a different line this time. Let's come across the line. Let's see where this lap is. And this time, we've got it. 0.4 of a second. Even though I made that mistake, we've got pole. And there we go. Perfect lap. I'm going to try and go for one more, see if I can improve any more on that lap time. But I'm really happy with that lap, except for that little mistake. So there's a bit of time to gain if I nail it once again. Final corner. I'm 0.2 off my best lap. This is a much nicer lap now. I managed to keep it together much nicely. And here we go then, across the line. Let's see if we improve. Yes, we do. Just a bit though. We lost a bit of time on that final sector, but I think that's going to do it for qualifying. And I'm very happy with laps. So I don't think I'm going to get much more out of that. So I think that's where I'm going to draw the line for this session. Right, so there we go. We've pulled out the bag. Pole position for COTA, my 2nd pole in 3 races. Hopefully now with the harder compound tyre on the rear, with the medium tyre instead of the soft, we can try and have a bit of a better crack at it in the race. But I'm really looking forward to this one. This should be a really good race, and hopefully we can try and bring it home. Like I said, I want to try and be on the podium this race. That's the aim. I've got it on the first 2 rows, which is what I said at the start of the video. I've done more than just get on the first 2 rows. I'm on bloody pole. So let's just try and bring it home. I want to get a podium badly this race. Try and get my first podium in Moto 3. So without further ado, let's jump into the race. Right. Here we go then. It's race day. It's time. And let's try and convert this pole position, in principle, to a win. I feel more confident this time around compared to the other 2 races. So let's just see exactly how much damage we can do in this race. Right, here we go. Round 3 of the season. 4 lights, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go as we get underway for this race. Going to try and focus on myself, as the AI tend to get a pretty ridiculous start compared to me. I'm going to try and take a bit of an inside line. That's actually now been scrubbed out to the outside. I found a bit of a gap though. Found a bit of a gap to squeeze through, and I'm going to just get on the power, try and squeeze Mir out. Got the inside of Antonelli possibly. Try and hold on to my position. Oh, bit of a corner cut there, but luckily the game hasn't given us a penalty. Antonelli making the move through the S's on me. I'm just going to hold my position. bring that bike down, and there we go. We've got a good run through here. I know I'm pretty competitive through these S sections, so we're going to try and slide up past Fenati, but we just can't quite make it. Balega's trying to re-overtake me as we go into turn 6 or 7, I believe. Getting a good run once again on Balega. I'm going to slow one on the brakes up the inside, and Balega's going to cut back underneath me, but I'm having absolutely none of it, and this is the sector where I'm strongest at, so I need to perform here as we go down the hill, flat out through here. Fenati getting a bit out of shape. I'm right on the back of him. I'm not good enough on the brakes to match him into this next corner, so I'm just going to sit behind for now and just watch the action unfold. I'm going to take the outside line and hopefully pick up the traction and a bit more straight line speed. Here we go, tucking to the slipstream of Martin and also Balega. I'm going to try and pull away from Antonelli a little bit, who's in the KTM machine, and you can see the speed difference here and the comparison in bikes. The Mahindra bike just can't really keep up with these guys. However, they are sort of tripping each other up, so I've got a chance here as we go onto the brakes for the first time this race into the hairpin. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I've got it all wrong, but I've just about kept it on the bike and I've actually made it work. So there we go, we're back up into first place, and this is one of them races where I feel like I've got the pace to compete here today, and I'm not going to let this one slip. The medium rear tyre is doing a big difference for me in performance, so hopefully I can keep it going as we go into the double apex left-hander. Getting up the inside is Martin and also Balega once again. Oh, almost fell off there, getting on the power a bit too early as we now go through this section under the Red Bull sign. Going to slide up the inside of everybody, retake the lead of the race, and there we go, up into first place once again. Now it's a question of trying to just be good on the pace and try and pull away as much as I dare. As now Martin, no, as having none of it, as he goes back up my inside out of nowhere, and I'm just going to try and outpower him as we go into the final corner. For the first time this race, lap 1 is over and done with. I've got the much better traction than Martin exiting the corner. I'm just going to sit in his slipstream right now and pull to the inside when necessary, like now, and we're going to just try and make a nice move on the straight. And there we go, back up into first place. Now it's trying to find a braking point for the first corner. Nice and late on the brakes. We've got a Balega up the inside. Everyone's sliding out wide. I'm going to cut back underneath everybody and make the move. Nice little switchback line there, and still we're in the lead of the race, and this is my strongest sector, so let's see if I can hook up this first sector and try and pull away from these guys, because this is where I can gain a bit of time and also a bit of breathing space. Here we go through the S's, just getting a good run, getting the power. I want to try and shake off the indicator that they're close to me, the little red indicator. So just trying to get the power down now, try and pick up some speed. Nice run through there. Nice, nice, nice. Just keep it going. This sector 1 and sector 2 is where I'm strongest, so I've got to nail every single corner, and that's exactly what I've done. And we've had a great run through there. We just got this corner to go and the hairpin. And look at the gap we've got in the mini-map. That's what I'm talking about. A good first and second sector. As we slow it all down for the hairpin now. Just going to try and bring it down to the apex. Slow it all down. Get on the power early. Get up to speed for the back straight. And there we go. We've got a nice, healthy gap. And now it's a question of trying to maintain that for the remainder of the lap. That was a very good lap. We've still got the gap out to these guys. We haven't lost any time in the final 2 sectors. So now it's a question of trying to nail that first and second sector once again and try and extend the lead here at COTA. But so far, things are going really well. We're going to slow it down now for turn 1, pick up the apex. I take a very different line to the rest of the AI. I go for the slow in, fast out, and it's a much more different line. As you can see, they caught up to me momentarily there, but look how much I pull away on the exit, because this gets such a different line to those guys. As we now go through the S, let's try and nail these once again here. I love these corners on the bikes. They just feel absolutely brilliant, just like F1, but different sort of feeling of satisfaction when you nail them all as you just sort of swing the bike left and right on the pendulum. And there we go, we've had a brilliant first sector again. Just now bringing it down for this sort of left-hand kink here. Very tricky corner as we now go once again uphill through this right-left chicane and flip-flop. And we're going to pick up the traction nice and early as we dare. Nice run through there. And look at the gap we're putting out to these guys. This is definitely going much better than the first 2 races. And the bike is feeling absolutely brilliant around here as we slow it all down for the hairpin. Dropping it down to first gear, picking up a nice apex there. Now on the power nice and early. And there we go. Look at the gap we've got to these guys. Fantastic stuff. And we're doing a really good job so far at COTA. The only thing is now, obviously, is hope that our rear tyre doesn't go. And hopefully the medium should remedy that issue. So we've got 2 seconds to Antonelli behind. So let's just try and keep that gap, if not extend it, in the remainder of this lap. Slowing it all down now for the hairpin. Going down the gears, picking up a late apex. And I'm getting much better on the brakes through those corners, using the gearing to try and slow me down. And I've also figured out how to use the rear brake a bit, which is something that I need to learn over time. But there we go, things are going really well so far. And also I've learnt the new MotoGP line, which is basically keeping it super tight on the apex, just like that, and picking up the traction. So there we go, let's just try and keep this going now for one more sector, and once again do the same old thing through the first and second to just try and get the gap out. So far things are going really well as we near the start of lap number 4. Okay, the gap is up to 1.8 seconds, and that's going to probably go up and about another half a second through the final sectors. I'm pretty strong through there, and things are really under control right now. I've just got to hope that the tyres don't all of a sudden let go on the final lap of the race, because that's what's been happening to me in the last 2 races. So let's just hope that things stick together. But right now, I've got a much better feeling than the first 2 races as we now go through the final corner one more time as we go to start the final lap of the race here at the circuit of the Americas. And across the line, let's see what the gap is to the guys behind. It's going to be 1.8, so the gap stayed exactly the same. So it seems like we have a bit of a breakaway with 2 bikes making a move, so we're going to have to just try and push a little bit more this last lap to try and keep the gap about the same. But something to keep an eye out for. Hopefully those guys don't catch us, and we just keep doing our thing for one more lap here. Okay, so these guys have caught me up a little bit in the last lap, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as we've got one more sector to negotiate. And I think if all goes according to plan, in these final couple of corners, we could be on for our first win ever in motorcycle racing and in Moto3 in a young career, as we now go through the penultimate corner, picking up the power one more time. One more corner to go, and I think this is it, guys. Finally, we've got to our issues, and here we go, out the final corner and across the line for our first win in Moto3. And there we go. A little bit of a wheelie there just to pop it off and just try and celebrate, but a very poor wheelie at that. Obviously the first, hopefully, of many, but there you go. Our first win in motorbike racing, and we get the fastest lap of the race also on top of that. So there you go. That's exactly how good we was in the entire weekend, and also especially in the race, exercising our tyre wear demons and getting on top of the issues here at COTA. So there we go, a brilliant way to kick off this episode, and we're now going to move into the next race in Jerez.